And they will receive. Former Steeler Gary Anderson will kick it off. Bobby Joe Edmonds back to receive. And here's the story in itself. Bobby Joe Edmonds out of the NFL for the past 5 years. And the 95 season is underway. Edmonds cuts inside. And a beautiful run from Bobby Joe Edmonds all the way up to about the 33-yard line. Excellent return. And good field position, 26 yards for Bobby Joe Edmonds. And there's your starting quarterback, Trent Dilfer. At age 23, he is the man. He's been given the team, and he must be the leader. And he'll have, again, in his second year, had a couple of starts last year. Sam Weiss very confident in this young man. He's got a terrific offensive line, led by Paul Gruber, one of the very best in the game. The future stars, Eric Rett, Copeland, and Dossie at the receivers. Hopper not playing today with the ankle injury. So Dilfer with the first play from scrimmage. Eric Rett is the lone setback. And he gets the first call and quickly brought down. Andy Harmon with the first tackle. And let's take a look at that Philadelphia defense. Much expected of that rookie, number 55, 59, Mike Mamula out of Boston College, along with the Harmon, who's becoming a very strong player. Also a solid linebacking crew. Former Redskin Kurt Govea is in the middle. And the secondary, Derek Frazier, takes over for the departed Eric Allen, who's now in New Orleans. Second down and 10. No gain on the play. Dave Moore is the fullback. Homer tight end. Copeland goes in motion. They pitch to Rett. Rett stumbles and goes nowhere again. Andy Harmon once again with strong pursuit.
You can see they started off running the ball right away. First to the left side, Mike, and then again tossing it out to the right side. And both times it's been the backside pursuit of Andy Harmon that has made the tackle.
The defensive line a concern for Ray Rhodes, but so far 2 strong plays. 2 runs for Rett and absolutely no yards. So Dilfer goes into the shotgun. Third down and 10. Quick pass. He's got Courtney Hawkins. And Hawkins gets up to about the 37, way short of the first down. Derek Frazier makes the stop. 3 and out for Tampa Bay.
Ray Rhodes wasted no time at all coming after the young quarterback. He brought the safety on both sides, coming off the corners on a blitz. Quarterback found the man underneath who was open, but just not enough to get upfield to make the first down.
There's one of their free agent signees, Reggie Roby. Former Dolphin, former Redskin. And still punting strong, Kelvin Martin. Former Cowboy and Seahawk in his first year with Philadelphia. And a nice kick from Roby. Martin fields it at his own 20. And he's got some room. He's got one man to beat. And finally slowed down. A 37-yard return for Kelvin Martin. Excellent field position for Philadelphia. Barney Bussey was able to slow him down.
Let's take a look at it again. Here he takes the punt upfield, starts to the right, and the holes open up. Great blocking. Usually you have to start to the right and come back left. The only person who can get him is Reggie Roby. He doesn't want to break his wristwatch. Here comes Barney Bussey back in to make the play.
And Kelvin Martin, such an exciting returner. Did it with the Cowboys and the Seahawks. Randall Cunningham at the helm. First and 10. Kevin Turner right now, the lone setback. Ball count from Cunningham. Flag thrown on the play. He throws on first down, complete to Turner. Lonnie Martz quickly brings him down, but a penalty marker on the play. And Gary Lane, a former backup quarterback to Franz Harkinson with the New York Giants. He's our referee this afternoon. The veterans always get the explanations, don't they?
The referee's no relation to Bobby Lane, is he?
No, no relation.
Just a quarterback.
Offsides. Defense, number 72. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Chidi Ahanatu.
Chidi Ahanatu jumped off sides twice, jumped into the neutral zone, but tried to blame it on Ed West, a smart veteran move. You always try to blame the other guy.
Barnett and Williams split out to the left side. First and 5. Cunningham's going to throw again. Martin's got it and is knocked out of bounds. After a couple of yards, Barney Bussey and Martin Mayhew push him out. Let's take a look at Philadelphia's starting offense. Of course, Mr. Cunningham beginning his 11th NFL season with the new coach and the new offense. Trying to come back. A lot of new faces on this line. McKenzie and McIntyre, some terrific linemen in their first year here. Fred Barnett now becoming one of the best wide receivers. Turner from the Patriots, Waters from the 49ers. They may need some time to get a little chemistry. 2nd down and 1. Ball already down to the 32. Waters gets his first call and fumbles the ball. It looked like Philadelphia regained, but Ricky Waters, who had the propensity to fumble in San Francisco, dropped it on his first carry as an Eagle.
Let's take a look and see what happens here. He runs right into Guy McIntyre. That's what happens. Penetration from Warren Sapp caused the play. Pushed McIntyre into the backfield to disrupt their timing and bounce the ball right onto the ground.
So a loss of 5 on the play. 3rd and 6. It appeared Waters and Ed West bouncing on that one. Some movement. Cunningham fires. Complete to Waters for the first down and more. Ricky Waters' first reception, and they're down near the 20-yard line. Barney Bussey finally brings him down.
Looks like we have a penalty. It's going to be offsides encroachment, and they're going to decline that and take the ball where it's spotted.
16-yard pickup. Rhodes says Cunningham is progressing nicely with this offense, the new West Coast offense. And certainly out of the backfield, Turner and Waters looking sharp. First down and 10. Waters to call again, and maybe a yard. Let's take a look now at the Tampa Bay starting defense. A defensive line that will add a very impressive rookie, Warren Sapp out of Miami, and they also hope former first-round pick Eric Curry begins to fulfill expectations. A strong linebacking crew. The heart and soul is Hardy Nickerson. The first-round pick is Derek Brooks. And an experienced secondary, 35 years of experience there, including former Pro Bowl player Thomas Everett. 2nd and 9. Waters goes in motion again. Cunningham on the move. Slips inside. First down, Cunningham inside the 10-yard line. Derek Brooks finally brings him down. 11-yard pickup.
Let's take another peek at it. I don't think this was a designed play. I don't think it was supposed to be the naked bootleg. He sees Nickerson coming right in the middle. He rolls out of the pocket, avoids everybody, and a nice pickup for Randall Cunningham.
That's the problem when you have an aggressive defense against a quarterback like Cunningham.
He can take advantage of your defensive unit by his scrambling abilities. He's proven that over the year. We have an injury on the field.
Buccaneer down on the field. We'll check it out. No score early first quarter after that. First and goal from the 9 for the Eagles. On the move on their first possession. Ricky Waters cuts inside, maybe a yard. Derek Brooks among those to bring him down.
Ricky Waters attacks the left side of the offensive line there just for nothing. That didn't get anything on the play at all. Good job by number 77, Mark Wheeler.
Marty Mayhew was the Buccaneers shaking up on that last play. They took him off. Tony Stargell came in. And there you see Waters over the 5 years. Always overshadowed by Steve Young and Jerry Rice. Can be the man.
It can be easy to get lost in that group of talent out there.
Absolutely. No gain on that one, however. 2nd and goal at the 9. Waters again. He gets close to the 5. Lonnie Martz in on the tackle.
Lonnie Martz, nice play. Watch what happens. It's a lead. It's a fullback lead. They're handing the ball off to Ricky Waters. He comes up the middle. You'll see it right here. Fullback leading in on Hardy Nickerson. Nickerson takes it on right, and here comes Lonnie Martz over to make the play. He's got to fill. That's a whole offense and taking on the lead fullback.
3rd and goal at the 5. And the officials blow the whistle. Buccaneers have to take a timeout. Apparently they had either too few or too many on the field. Cunningham ready to bring it in for a score. Plenty of tradition in the city of Philadelphia, including the fans. That can be very difficult if your team doesn't start off well. But so far, first drive, impressive for the Philadelphia Eagles. They've got a 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line, although Cunningham has had his problems, as you see, inside the 10. Turner goes in motion, and the movement. Ed West, the tight end, who was just signed this week, goes offside.
Just recently acquired, just brought into the Philadelphia Eagles this week from Indianapolis when they cut him. He's still immediately as a starting tight end. So Ed's going to have to run through a couple of these problems as a player, getting the snap count, getting used to hearing Randall's rhythm.
So now they start back to the 10 on this 3rd. They have really had problems in the preseason and much of last year once they were in the red zone being able to score.
The red zone's been a problem for them. I'm surprised they abandoned the run already. They've been having problems in the pass in the red zone area. They came out early here running the ball, and then now they're going back to pass.
3 wide receivers as Martin goes in motion. 3rd and goal at the 10. Cunningham to Waters. Has a couple of blockers, but falls short of the end zone.
Nice screen play to the left wing screen.
Barney Bussey on the tackle.
Let's take another look at this here. Beautiful, beautiful execution of this screen. Offensive linemen set it up well. To run the screen, you have to have perfect timing, and they show it right here. See big guy McIntyre out in front there clearing away. Here comes Reggie McKenzie clearing it. Oh, their offensive line. Perfect timing on that. You set the defensive lineman up, then you bail out on them.
So Gary Anderson on for 3. Attempting a 21-yarder. Anderson in his 14th year in the NFL. First 13 with Pittsburgh. And Anderson with the first points of the season for the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles impressive on their first drive, but come away with just the 3.
That's right. Just 3 points. Ray Rhodes, once he gets down in that red zone area right there, you'll want 7. You want to come out of that red zone with 7 points. He's been settling for 3 points all of this preseason, and he's not happy about it.
Crowd just short of a sellout for Ray Rhodes' debut as a head coach. 44 years old. Won 5 Super Bowl rings as an assistant with the 49ers. The players absolutely love his style.
They love him. He's a straight shooter. Everybody knows. Everybody on the team knows exactly where they stand with Ray Rhodes. He doesn't like to go upstairs and sit in his office and sit back in a chair. He likes to be right down there in the locker room, laying around with the guys, talking to them, explaining strategy, going over some of their problems, so he knows where everybody sits as a unit.
Was an assistant for 14 years, played for 7 years, actually led the NFL for the NFC in yards per catch when he was with the Giants. Also played with San Francisco as a wide receiver and defensive back. And there's you see their scoring drive. Anderson caps it off. They had 1st and goal inside the 10, but came away with the 3. Anderson will kick off. Bobby Joe Edmonds, who had a terrific return on the initial one. He's the lone man. Edmonds at his own 10. Has more room again. And Bobby Joe Edmonds, another strong return all the way up to the 35-yard line. Derek Weatherspoon in on the stop, a 26-yard return. You see the difference in just talking to Dilfer. We had a chance to speak with him yesterday. He's so much more confident about his ability, even though he hasn't played a lot of games in the NFL. Did a lot of work in the offseason with Sam White.
Very confident. Him and Sam White sat down with meetings 8:45 every morning from January all the way to training camp.
He said Weiss was even his receiver out on the field, just the 2 of them throwing balls.
That's what it takes him to win in this league, a lot of preparation.
Dilfer with a long count. A lot of movement again from Mamula. Trent Dilfer will throw on 1st down. Fires downfield. Caught. Horace Copeland. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. No flags on the play. A 64-yard strike. Beautiful execution. Beautiful execution. They come out the first series and they hammer the ball at you. Then he comes out the first play of the next series and takes it right up top. No play action, just drops back, sets, finds his man. Horace Copeland beaten Derek Frazier all the way. Copeland getting the start because Alvin Harper out with the injury and immediately pays dividends. Michael Husted on for the extra point. Big time arm right there. That's what Sam White was talking to us about in the meeting yesterday. This kid can throw the ball long and hard. So Husted on for the extra point. Some quick scoring here in the first quarter in Philadelphia. And Dilfer's 64-yard TD pass, the longest completion of his brief NFL career. Copeland hauls it in and runs the distance. Tampa Bay on top here in the first. Tampa Bay's marquee free agent Alvin Harper, whose ankle injury will keep him out of the opener. They hope to have him available for next week. But the gentleman who replaced him in the starting lineup already with a huge catch. As you see, Harper did not play a lot in preseason because of the injuries, but Horace Copeland on that 64-yard catch for the first score for Tampa Bay. Charlie Garner takes Husted's kick to the end zone. He's going to bring it out. Garner slowed down and finally tackled, fumbled, but they blow the whistle. And it's going to be Philadelphia ball. Tony Stargell with the tackle.
Let's take a look at the touchdown we just recently. Here we have Horace Copeland down here, one-on-one with Derek Frazier. It's a regular pro set. He's got man coverage on him. He just beats him to the inside.
Frazier certainly going to have a tough time filling in for Eric Allen.
Eric Allen, yeah, who departed free agency down to New Orleans Saints.
Not an easy test. They're pleased with his progress, but he's not a five-time Pro Bowler like Allen.
They went out and tried to get a guy in the draft like Bobby Taylor.
Rookie out of Notre Dame, 1st and 10. Waters on the pitch, slow down, and finally run out of bounds by Nickerson and Stargell. Let's go to our Hollywood studios and James Brown.
All right, Mike, the Panthers leaping out of the cage against the Falcons. Take a look. Frank Reich, 8-yard pass to Pete Metzelaar as the former Buffalo connection makes it 7-0 Carolina. Fumble recovery, resulting field goal. It is now 10-0 late in the first. Back to Tom Brenneman.
7-3, Tampa Bay with the early lead here in the first. Waters now 5 carries, no yards. Well, they give him a yard on that one. Cunningham's going to throw again out of the backfield. Waters grabs it. Has a little room, gets across to 20, and finally run out of bounds by Charles Dimry.
Nice job by Randall Cunningham. He checked his receivers and didn't find anybody. Went to his safety valve. Ricky Waters in the flat. And Ricky's a big, strong guy who, once he gets the catch, can take it straight upfield. He did a great job of it all last year. Led the NFL in receptions after yards after a catch.
Had 66 receptions last year. Of course, had that great Super Bowl in the 49ers victory. He had 3 touchdowns. A brand new backfield with Waters and Kevin Turner, another free agent from New England. 3rd and 5. Cunningham's 4 for 4 so far. Rifle pass to Martin is completed to 35 and a first down. Barney Bussey and Mike Magruder on the stop, but not after a 14-yard pickup.
Threw that ball on a rope. Let's take a look at the front guys up front here. They're doing a great job picking up the twist as we see in the left-hand side of the screen. He has an open passing lane. Takes his time, sets up nice, and there's Kelvin Martin splitting the zone.
So Cunningham's connected now in all 5 of his passes. They moved the chains for Philadelphia. Excellent beginning under the new coach. Waters gets the call, maybe a yard. A host of Buccaneers in on the stop, including Eric Curry.
Nice fill. Nice fill by the linebackers. Let's take a look at Ricky Waters in '94. We were talking about that he led the NFL in yards after catches, and look at him. Beautiful. 26% of all the 49ers total offense. That's why Ray Rhodes brought the guy here. He lured him here. He wanted him. He knew if he wanted to start this West Coast offense in Philadelphia, he needed Ricky Waters to start it.
And that's why Waters came here, was because of Ray Rhodes. Loved him as an assistant at San Francisco. Has a lot of respect for him. Cunningham again. Back to throw. It's complete. Tony Stargell brings it down as Fred Barnett with his first reception of the season.
Randall Cunningham off to a beautiful start. A lot of question marks asked about Randall all preseason. Can he adjust to this West Coast offense? He's been a 7-step drop guy all his career, even past that, even at UNLV. Now he's coming into this situation, running the West Coast offense, 3- and 5-step drops, and he's off to a beautiful start.
Tough to improve on those numbers. They just flashed his face up on the screen and the crowd cheering. He's heard some boos here in Philadelphia. And he's going to throw again. Quick to Barnett, who's knocked out of bounds immediately by Charles Dimry.
Barnett, Freddie Barnett, what a stud. He is the Sterling Sharp in this, the Jerry Rice in this offense. This is their go-to guy. And talking to all the coaches this week, they believe that he's just going to be fabulous. He leads all Eagles wide receivers in receptions over the history of the organization.
Pro Bowl in 92, then had that knee injury in 93, but bounced back nicely last season. Didn't pick up really anything on that one. So 2nd and 10. Charlie Garner, his first carry, and maybe a yard. Derek Brooks right there.
Charlie Garner's had a great preseason, led the entire NFL in preseason. I know preseason doesn't mean much, but when you have 6.1 yards per carry in a preseason, you're doing something right. And this young man came back off a knee injury last year. That's first 2 games, one of the only 7th player in history, NFL history, in back-to-back 100-yard games as a rookie. 3rd game, he had a patella tendon problem. He was out for the season. He came back in strong form. We'll be seeing a lot of him today.
Well, Woodard knows he's going to have to share a lot of time in the backfield. 3rd and 8 for Cunningham. Flushed down in the pocket. He's got plenty of room. Cunningham gets the first down, finally knocked out of bounds. Mike McCruder chases him out. But another smart play from Randall Cunningham, 12-yard pickup.
Great speed, Randall Cunningham. Offensive line does a good job again, keeping people away from him. He doesn't see anything he likes. He comes over here to the left. He still doesn't see anything. Pulls it down, sees an opening, and shoots upfield for a gain of 12. The man's not scared to pull the ball down and run with it. He's done it all his career. It's a big dimension to any kind of offense when you have a quarterback that can run like that.
Rhodes likes the versatility of Cunningham, but he's thrown the ball so well also early on. Tampa Bay leads at 7-3. Play fake. Quick toss to Turner. And Turner knocked out of bounds at about the 30. Derek Brooks chases him out.
That's why they brought Kevin Turner in. In New England, he caught over 50 catches last year out of the backfield. He's a Tom Rathman type. He's got to come out of the backfield and catch the passes, and Randall Cunningham puts the ball beautifully, right where he can make the turn and look upfield and gain extra yards.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 22 on the defense. Late hit out of bounds. 15 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
Thomas Everett with a very costly penalty.
I'll tell you, it's easy to get frustrated in this dink and dunk offense when you're playing against them. He's already out of bounds, and he's just going to put a little added dimension onto it. Just let him know he's there. It cost him 15 yards. And again, Philadelphia Eagles inside the red zone.
Good call from the official. Cunningham is now 8 for 8. It's the 10th play. Waters cuts inside and gets inside the 10, down near about the 8-yard line. Keith Poe in on the stop.
Waters doing an excellent job early in the game. He's going to get the ball 15, 20 times a game, and he knows it. That's why he wanted to come here. That time he didn't gain much off there, but you're going to have to take those along with the good ones.
A former 2nd-round pick out of Notre Dame. Again, had terrific years in San Francisco, but says he wants to be mentioned as one of the elite running backs of the NFL. 2nd and 5. Ball now at the 9. Waters again, but he's brought down. Thomas Everett comes up and makes a strong play.
Thomas Everett, that sure helped him after giving him that field position with that late hit. But he comes into the picture. He knows he has to fill. When you get to the short end of the zone, when you get to the short end of the field, your safeties have to come up and give run support. They know it was a run right off the bat, and here comes Thomas Everett right in the backfield to make a play. That puts him in good field position, 3rd, and now they're forced to do something with 6 yards to go.
Loss of 1. Everett last year had a shoulder injury all season in his first year at Tampa Bay, but still managed to start 15 times. Former Pro Bowler.
Down in Dallas.
And Philadelphia is going to have to call a timeout. So final minute of the first quarter. The Eagles on the move. They trail 7-3. A lot of action at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia in the first quarter. Tampa Bay may lead 7-3, but the Eagles have looked very strong offensively. They've certainly had the ball quite a bit early on. As you look at the offensive plays, yet they're trailing. One of those plays for Tampa Bay, though, that 64-yard touchdown pass, Dilfer to Copeland. 3rd and 6. Cunningham, pass incomplete. Intended for Barnett. Mike Magruder right there on the coverage.
Once again, they're bogged down in the red zone. It's been a big concern for them. They've got to put the ball in the end zone. You can't get inside the 20 in this league and just come away with field goals, because eventually it's going to reach up and grab you.
And that's the problem they had in preseason. It was the problem they had last year, and it's a problem Ray Rhodes wants to make sure it goes away. So Gary Anderson back on the field. He had a 21-yarder earlier. This from 27. And Anderson 2 for 2 on the afternoon. Tampa Bay with the 7-6 lead. Certainly, you have to be happy if you're Ray Rhodes with the way they've moved the football, because that was even inconsistent in the preseason, Bill.
Well, he went 8 for 9 on that drive, marched it right down the field. On the last one, Fred Barnett dropped. Not typical of Freddie Barnett, but it did occur. Now, once the problem is in this West Coast offense is you spread out the field, and you can move from 20 to 20 real effectively because you're spreading the defense out. But once you get the short field inside the 20, there's 22 people all bunched up inside there, and they're having problems making it work and getting the ball into the hands of the open receiver.
Waters has done a good job, although he fumbled on his first carry. He recovered it and has done some nice things out of the backfield. Excellent receiver here on the opening day of NFL 95. There's John Gruden, the offensive coordinator, the youngest in the NFL at age 32, and Cunningham loves him.
Really loves him. I'll tell you what, too. John Gruden, 1 whole year younger than Randall Cunningham. Randall Cunningham, 32, has to answer to a man who's 31 years old. You'd think that would put you in a funny situation, but Randall loves him because John Gruden is so intelligent and knows this offense so well. He's really helped Randall along on it.
Last 3 years with the Green Bay Packers. Anderson kicks off once again. Bobby Joe Edmonds, 2 solid returns already. And Edmonds does it again. Breaks a couple of tackles and is finally taken down as Bobby Joe Edmonds brought down by Bobby Taylor. What a performance early on from Bobby Joe Edmonds. He has been out of the NFL the last 5 years. He's battled injuries and an alcohol problem. He asked for a tryout, and he has come through big time.
In 1986, Bobby Joe Edmonds was a draft choice for the Seattle Seahawks, and that year he looked exactly like he did then. He went to the Pro Bowl in his rookie year as a punt returner, and he comes out here today and he's given the Tampa Bay Bucs great field position.
3 terrific returns. Former Pro Bowl returner. And then had the battle with the bottle. He's been sober now for a couple of years and is back in the NFL.
After 5 years.
Buccaneers with excellent field position once again. Flag on the play. Eric Brett charges in even after he gets hit. Mark Gunn finally brings him down, but a penalty marker.
They're going to have an offsides inside. Trent Dilfer, a second-year quarterback, getting them with the hard count. You got to like that in a young guy.
So far, not too many penalties early on. Dilfer trying to find out what the call is.
Offsides, defense, number 96, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So Gunn, guilty of the infraction.
There's Gunn right there. And here is Dilfer, a second-year guy. Probably gives him a head bob or something. Gives him a hard count and draws him off. You got to like that.
For a young quarterback, he's got a lot of poise, Bill.
He sure does. And Sam White just giving it to him. You could tell just by the way he talked in the meeting with him yesterday, he has a lot of confidence.
1st and 5 after the penalty. Tampa Bay in Philadelphia territory. Quick drop from Dilfer. Incomplete, intended for Lawrence Dawson. Threw it over his head. Frazier there on the coverage.
Little out pattern to get the first down. Lawrence Dawson, he just overthrew him a little bit.
First quarter complete here in Philadelphia. Tampa Bay with a 7-6 lead. Tampa Bay in Philadelphia territory. They've got a 2nd and 5 coming up at the 45. On a beautiful afternoon in Philadelphia, a near sellout at Veterans Stadium. Sam Weish says this is the year they'll turn it around. He's won 5 games, 6 games, and 6 games in his first 3 years, but he feels this team has talent and chemistry.
See, these guys, they're not sweating too bad. This guy over here, right here, is sweating. Warren Sapp's not sweating too bad. It's nice coming up from Tampa. This is nice weather for them.
No humidity, really, this afternoon. 3 tight ends in the game if you count Dave Moore, who's playing the fullback. Eric Rett immediately brought down by Andy Harmon.
Look at the rushing yards for Tampa. They're just, that's unbelievable. Zero. You thought coming into this game with a 1,000-yard running back last year, they'd have a lot of rushing yards.
Rett is normally a running back that gets better as the game goes on. He wears you down.
Well, if you saw what happened there, they brought Greg Jackson up to safety into the box. They need him up there, and he came up and made the play.
3rd down and 5. Rett can't hear Dilfer. Still plenty of time on the clock to get it off. Flag is thrown, and Rett tripped up after a couple-of-yard gain. Mike Mamula on the stop, but the yellow flag on the field once again.
Let's see what the call is by the referee. I think it's pretty obvious. Encroachment offsides again. He got him with a hard count. And also, if you watch the offensive line shift.
Offsides, defense. Number 51, 5-yard penalty. First down.
If you watch the offensive line when they come to the line of scrimmage, they shift. They get on their knees and they shift down. And you have the guys jumping into the neutral zone. That's throwing them off. Then Dilfer comes up with a hard count, and then they're jumping in there again.
William Thomas with the penalty. So they'll move the chains.
Running.
Early second quarter. 7-6 the Buccaneers with the lead. Eric Rett again is falling down as he got the ball. William Fuller tackled him, but the momentum was going straight toward the ground. Just didn't have good balance that time.
Let's take a look at Eric Rett, the man in the middle. Always rushes up the middle. That's where he gains most of his yards. 136 rushes for 515 yards last year. Left side, he only had 279. Right side, he had 216. He liked to cut back and cut that ball up into the middle of the defense.
He also likes contact. 2nd and 8. Dilfer, quick throw, complete.
And a first down.
So Dilfer's done a good job. Mark McMillan on the stop. As Copeland with another reception, a 10-yard pickup.
Another out, Copeland. He runs up outside, right at the first down marker. He knows where he has to go for the first down. He hits that, turns right. Nice pass.
Copeland didn't have a great year in '94, but he's already caught a 64-yard touchdown, and he gets a first down that time here this afternoon.
Quickly becoming the go-to guy for Trent.
First down for Copeland and the Bucs. Now down to the 28-yard line. Eric Rett cuts back and doesn't go anywhere. Mark Gunn quickly stops him. Eagles have done a great job on Eric Rett.
Excellent job. It's been the backside pursuit. He's starting the ball either to the left or to the right, and he's cutting it back. And the guys that are able to get there are the guys that are pursuing to the ball.
You know, Rett did not start until the 9th game of the season last year. Still finished with over those 1,000 yards. A lot of people didn't know about him or didn't expect much, but he's a marked man this year, and that's an adjustment.
Who would have thought he'd only have 3 yards right now?
2nd down and 9. Copeland goes in motion. Dilfer flushed out of the pocket. Fumbles the ball. Fuller brought him down. But they're going to say he was down. William Fuller with another sack.
Just watch Fuller. He just beats his man clean on the outside. He's lined up outside the tight end, and he just comes up on Scott Dill, hits him, jacks him up, and then runs right underneath him. Just pries him open like a can. Beautiful stuff. Grabs his feet, dumps him. I don't know if that should have been a fumble or not.
Fuller, Pro Bowl last year for the Eagles. Led the team with 9.5 sacks. He's got 69.5 sacks for his career now after that one. Loss of 13, a 3rd and 22. Dilfer looks, has some time, fires downfield, and the receiver got tripped up. Greg Jackson there on the coverage, but incomplete. And a punting situation coming up in Tampa Bay.
Nice pressure by Mike Mamula. Mike Mamula, the 7th overall pick in the draft out of Boston College. Applied the pressure. Playing against a heck of a tackle in Paul Gruber. Paul Gruber was a franchise player a couple years ago, and they retained him for a $2.5 million annual salary. Consider him one of the best in the league. And here this rookie is applying pressure early.
Roby with his second punt. Kelvin Martin is back. Goes for the corner. And it goes out of bounds. Philadelphia will take over. They trail 7-6 on a pair of field goals. Here in Philadelphia, the Eagle fans like the way their team has moved the football early. They have not been able to get touchdowns once in the red zone. A couple of field goals has them down 7-6. Cunningham, quick fake, incomplete, intended for Calvin Williams, but he couldn't hang on after a tough hit from Tony Stargell.
Let's take a look at Warren Sapp, last year's Lombardi Trophy winner, injected immediately into the starting right defensive tackle spot. And that right defensive tackle spot, it's a tough one to get used to. They threw me into the Wolves when I was a rookie, and I can remember my first game I had to play against was Mike Webster of the Pittsburgh Steelers. What an introduction into the NFL that was. He's playing against a good one here today, 5-time Pro Bowler, Guy McIntyre. We'll keep a close eye on him and see how he fares today.
2nd and 10. Martin will go in motion. Cunningham again to throw. Quick drop. Kelvin Martin has a blocker ahead of him and gets up to about the 21-yard line. Hardy Nickerson on the tackle, a 6-yard pickup. Sapp, their first-round pick. They actually had 2 of them last year.
Warren Sapp does a nice job on that play. When you run the screens defensively, if they get the ball out there, you have to attack it with your corners, outside in, with your linebacker, inside out, and a chase lineman. Let's take a look at Warren Sapp. He's going to make contact. He sees it really. Starts rushing past her. He reacts right away. He knows it's screen. He's going to come down the line of scrimmage and keep pursuing until finally he gets in on the tackle. Nice job by Warren Sapp.
3rd and 4. Penalty marker again. Pass incomplete. Waters out of the backfield. Couldn't get it, but the yellow flags have been dropped once again.
Offsides, defense, number 75, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Eric Curry, a former first-round pick, as Ray Rhodes. Certainly happy with what's going on so far.
Here's Warren Sapp. Look at last 3 years at Miami. That's pretty good stats for a guy that was only there for 3 years. Came out early as a junior. Lombardi Trophy winner as a junior, and was an Outland Trophy finalist also.
So first down off the penalty. Cunningham rolls out. He's chased by Ahanotu and is brought down. Cheating Ahanotu with excellent pressure. Sapp right there as well.
Sapp wasn't fooled at all. Watch this. I think it's a naked boot. I don't think it was a miss. I don't think he missed the handoff. I think it was a naked boot. He comes rushing upfield hard, penetrating hard. He sees it. He reacts quick, gets over there, and gets in on the tackle. Look at the big guy. Look at him chugging around the field there. He's not sure which way the ball's going, but he's going to make sure he gets a piece of it.
He might be 281 pounds, but they love his quickness. Very explosive. 5-yard loss, so a 2nd and 15. Cunningham looks, fires, complete. A little short of the first down. Fred Barnett on the reception. Right now, for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown in our Hollywood studio.
All right, Mike, an update on San Francisco, New Orleans. How often have you seen this? Young, little 5-yard hitch route by Rice. Take a look at the block. John Taylor gives him downfield. Rice 50 yards to pay dirt. San Francisco leading 7-0. That one in the second. Let's take you back to Philadelphia. Mike Breen and Bill Morris.
Where some things never change in San Francisco. And here in Philadelphia, Randall Cunningham with a 3rd and 3. Just under 9.5 to play in the second quarter. 7-6 Tampa lead. Cunningham chased out again. Hardy Nickerson with some excellent pressure, and he's enjoying every minute of it.
We'll take a look at Hardy Nickerson right here. He's going to make sure he does not fool. He's not fooled at all. He sees the boot. He stays right with it. Avoids Guy McIntyre's block with his quickness. And is all over Randall Cunningham.
Tommy Hutton, a rookie free agent with his first punt.
Tampa Bay had an unbelievable preseason 3rd down percentage. Opponents only had 26% against him.
Hutton, who's a lefty, gets off a beautiful kick. Bobby Joe Edmonds back at his 24 and is immediately play brought down. Kevin Turner, an excellent special teams player with New England, does it here in Philadelphia. Eagles still trail in the second quarter. Randall Cunningham of the Eagles trailing early on. Cunningham did not finish last year very well. The team lost 7 in a row. He was not getting along with former head coach Rich Kotite. But now with Ray Rhodes, he's on the way back. And at the other end of the spectrum, a young quarterback, Sam Weiss, really feels he could be big time like a Marino and a Kelly. He's already thrown a 64-yard touchdown pass this afternoon. 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers. Play fake on Dilfer, fires downfield, complete. And Copeland once again.
Found his man, Horace Copeland. These guys are going to get together, it looks like. Boy, I bet they can't wait until, him, Horace Copeland, and Alvin Harper get together. Trent Dilfer's going to have a field day. Watch his pattern here. He's just running a go. Then he throws on the brakes and takes it outside. He puts the ball right on the money. Sam White says Dilfer throws a nice, soft ball. Easy to catch.
Copeland's 3rd reception. Another play fake from Dilfer. Looks downfield. He's whacked. Fires it downfield. Incomplete. Broken up by Mark McMillan. And Dilfer is down and he's hurt.
Mike Mamula, rookie out of Boston College, turned the corner fast on Paul Gruber. And just as he released the ball, he blindsided Trent Dilfer. He hit him hard. I don't think anything's injured, but he took a hard shot. Let's take another look at it if we can.
Dilfer fired it down, had a lot on the ball. McMillan made a nice play to break it up, but Dilfer paid for it.
There it is, play action. Comes back, sets it up. Out of the right-hand corner screen. See Mamula? Look at him charging. Puts it right into him.
You see the
helmet hits the ground. When your helmet hits the turf that hard that it comes down and smacks it, you're going to get your bell rung. He's probably seen a little bit of stars. He'll shake it off.
So Casey Weldon, their backup quarterback, he will come in while Dilfer learns the alphabet again.
Casey Weldon played for the Barcelona Dragons over in the World League. And you know, he holds the longest touchdown pass in the World League last year. And who did he throw to? His partner, Tyree Davis, also with the Buccaneers.
Davis, one of the backup wide receivers. Weldon played a couple of games last year with the Buccaneers, as well as the 3rd-string quarterback. Hands it off Eric Rett, and there's the first big game for Eric Rett. And he's close to a 1st down. Dilfer taking over to the side as Rett picks up some slack after struggling early on. Greg Jackson on the tackle, and he looks okay.
Dilfer looks like he's doing okay. He doesn't have any smelling salts, so you know he's okay, and he's talking with Sam White.
Well, he's chasing him. He wants to go back in.
Back in there. Nice pickup. Very nice pickup.
You know, in some situations, you can see a quarterback and a head coach, they have their problems, and that's just the nature of the beast, but they seem to have a great relationship.
Well, when you're young and you're learning the game, it's easy to get along with anybody because they're your teacher. But then when you become authoritative and you think you know everything, that's when all the problems arise.
So Dilfer back in. Weldon does his job for a quick play. He is a tough kid, Trent Dilfer. Age 23, 6'4", 235. He's got terrific size. And they gave him a 1st down on that play. So Rett with a 10-yard pickup. Tyree Davis in motion. Rett again. And bumps into the line, gets a few extra yards. A host of Eagles in on that stop.
Let's take a look at Mamula. He was in on the tackle again. They're running the ball at him. Here's a guy who's 250 pounds. They have him listed at. He looks like a linebacker. He looks like he's 245 when I saw him. He comes up and he's holding that corner up. He's going to test him. Everyone says, well, this guy's a pass rusher. Talked to Ray Rhodes. He says, you'll be surprised. This guy can play the run pretty well, and he's showing it today.
The 7th overall pick in the '95 draft. 2nd down and 6 for Tampa Bay. Rett hesitates, now fires into the middle, and he's got the 1st down again for Tampa Bay.
Beautiful job on the cutback. Here's Dave Moore. He goes in motion. Rett starts this way and then cuts it back up inside.
All right. Stay back. Stay back, Jim.
Takes the handoff to the right. Sees it's occupied. Cuts it back up inside. That's why the guy has so many yards rushing up the middle. sees the open hole. He's the same size, the same kind of runner as Emmitt Smith. Went to the same school, University of Florida. The Tampa Bay Bucs really like this young runner.
And he gets his second first down here on this drive.
That'll do it. 2 carries on this drive, 2 first downs. Anybody will like it.
You mentioned Emmitt Smith. He broke Smith's records at Florida. Was a second-round pick for Sam Weiss last year. And again, early on, didn't play a lot, but then started in week number 9. Dilfer took the whack, but he appears okay. First and 10 again. Dave Moore in motion. Eric Brett, the workhorse. Stopped after maybe a yard. Greg Jackson helping out as he came in on the stop. And the officials blow the whistle.
Mark Gavea did a real nice job on this play, as did Greg Jackson. Here's Gavea. Jackson comes up in the corner over here as the 8th man in the box. He takes the handoff, comes over here. You'll see it. In motion, Dave Moore takes the handoff, starts that way. See Greg Jackson come into the picture, make it. See Mark Gavea make the fill. Nice job defensively by the Eagles.
2nd and 9. Dilfer, quick drop, fires, incomplete, intended for Lawrence Dawsey.
Eagles applying some pressure up the middle. That's what they need to do.
Derek Frazier with good coverage that time, Billy.
There's Big Gun. Having a nice day, rushing the passer up the middle.
A former Jet whose career has been plagued by injuries, but he impressed. He was their leading sack man in the preseason. This is something they want to improve on, these third downs. 3rd and 9 for the young Dilfer. Just over 6 minutes remaining in this second quarter. Buccaneers lead at 7-6. Dilfer under pressure. Mamula's right there. Flag thrown. Almost intercepted by Gavea. But it looks like we're going to have a holding penalty on this one.
You knew exactly what that call was. He had a lot of time back there. He had a lot of time back there. He was dancing around a holding.
Number 74 on the offense. Penalties decline. 4th down.
Here's Mamula. He's going to come to the outside. Paul Gruber's going to get his fingers on him because he has to stay with him too long. Here's the play. Mamula, watch it. Working Gruber. Well, he gets a chip on the back, too. Still saying, this guy moves his legs all the time. He doesn't quit. That's what the coaches like to see in a young guy. After you get stuffed the first time, you just keep your feet moving. Keep working. This guy has a big-time motor.
Emmett Thomas, their defensive coordinator, loves that about him. Says he works as hard as any first-round draft pick he's ever been around. As Reggie Roby to kick, Kelvin Martin to return. Had a beauty his first one. Gorgeous high kick from Roby. And Martin with a fair catch at the 10. Now that's why they got Reggie Roby. That was a beauty. Eagles deep in their own territory. They'll take over here in the second. Once again, our Aflac trivia question for this afternoon. Who was the last San Francisco 49er defensive coordinator not to get an NFL head coaching job? Well, we know it's not Ray Rhodes. It's Bill McPherson, who was their coordinator from 89 to 93. Tampa Bay leading 7-6. Just over 3 minutes remaining in this second quarter. Buccaneers on their own 32, 1st and 10. Dilfer back to throw, fires, incomplete. Intended for Dawsey. Check that.
Let's take a look at the life of a punter. They've got it made all through training camp. They sit around, all the linemen, everybody's mad at him. But watching him here, he's going to take his hits right here. Curtis Buckley comes in, knocks him down, and tips the ball. He's got to get back up, run downfield, and then somebody else put the hit on him. Oh, you got to love it. They're going to take their shots at those kickers.
Hutton feeling the heat here early. 2nd and 10. Armstrong in motion. Eric Red hit behind the line of scrimmage, but the second effort, and he gets maybe 4 yards. Finally brought down. Michael Zordich came up to make the tackle.
Rhett's going to make his yards. He is going to make his yards. He doesn't care. Even if he's tackled, he's always falling forward. Great second effort on the play.
He's starting now to get the feel out there. 28 yards on 10 carries, but the first 5 he hardly had anything.
Well, you know, they say as this guy gets going, he's like a locomotive train. starting out chugging real slow, turn. Then when he gets a full head of steam, he's going to bring it to you.
3rd and 6. Jerry Ellison has come into the game. He's split out to the right side as a wide receiver. Moving on the line again. Dilfer under some pressure. Quick drop off. It's complete, but it's going to be short of the first down. Kurt Govea in on the stop. Right out of the backfield. Just comes up a couple of yards short.
We'll take another look at it from an end zone shot. I'll tell you, Kurt Govea does a nice job here.
So we have our 2-minute warning. Opening day for the 1995 NFL season. Tampa Bay with the early lead. The veteran Reggie Roby on the punt on 4th and 2. He's had 2 beauties so far.
Been in the league a long time. He's down in Miami for years. This guy can boom him. He's always kicking him over 50 yards. 258 pounds. He wears a wristwatch out there while he's punting. What do you think he's looking for? I think he's looking to see if it's dinner time or not, huh?
34-year-old and unrestricted free agent. Kelvin Martin is back to receive. Although Weiss likes to try some wild things even on punts, I don't know if Roby's the one to do it. This one not as high, but another solid punt. And Philadelphia is going to get the ball back at about their 15. I want to remind you, coming up next Sunday, join host Sybil Shepherd and Seinfeld's Jason Alexander, along with the likes of Heather Locklear, Jerry Seinfeld, George Clooney, Candace Bergman, Jimmy Smits, and more, as Fox presents the biggest night of television on television. It's the 47th Annual Emmy Awards next Sunday at 8 p.m. 7 Central, right here on Fox.
This guy, you think he'll be in it?
Mike Mamula, their first-round pick. Very laid back when we spoke to him the other day about his first NFL game.
His on-field and off-field candor is completely different. This must be a Jekyll on Hyde. He almost fell asleep while we were talking to him.
You don't think it could have been us? Cunningham to throw on first, and it's deflected, intended for Ricky Waters.
Batted down by Santana Dotson, and that's what they want out of this guy. They want this guy to come in and have the pass rushing abilities he showed as a rookie. He came in as a rookie and had a bunch of sacks, but then now he's backing up his second team. He's in the alternation right now.
Had 10 sacks his rookie year, was NFC Rookie of the Year, but has really, in the past 2 years, he's taken a step backwards.
He's looking, showing good right there.
2nd and 10. Ball again back at their own 14. Roby's done a good job making Philly start deep every time. Eric Curry, big pressure, but he gets it off to Waters. And Waters falls down. A flag on the play, however. Cunningham did a great job just getting rid of that football.
He sure did. Eric Curry ducked underneath the block. And they also have a penalty. I think it's going to be holding on Guy McIntyre in the screen. Here's Eric Curry.
And there you go.
We'll take a look at Eric Curry here in a second. Watch him duck underneath and apply the pressure to Cunningham. Here he is right here. He's going to come right underneath the block as they're trying to set up the screen and be all over Randall Cunningham.
Holding, offense, number 62. Half the distance to the goal line. Repeat, second down.
Waters couldn't block him because he knew he had to get out. He was out there to catch the pass, and Curry had a free shot.
Hey, as a defensive lineman, anytime you get a free shot at a quarterback, you take it.
You mentioned that stat about Philadelphia. That's something Ray Rhodes has really worked on, but it's hard, especially when you have all the changes he's had in the offensive line during the course of the preseason.
That's right. You get a feel for how you work as a unit. Offensive line is real important to have continuity.
2nd and 17 after the holding penalty. Eddie West in motion. Quick drop, Cunningham under pressure. Complete to West at tight end. And he gets across to about the 13-yard line. Thomas Everett in on the stop. And I want to remind you, coming up at halftime, JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will have all the scores and highlights of the Dockers halftime report, plus their predictions on who's going to stumble and who will soar early in the season. So get ready. Coming up, the Dockers halftime report. Back close to the original line of scrimmage for the Eagles, but a 3rd and 11.
Randall did a nice job just getting that ball off. He had people hovering around his feet trying to pull him down.
Tampa Bay last in the NFL in sacks last year, starting to put on some good pressure. Cunningham under fire again. Complete. Kelvin Martin, the reception of the first down. 18-yard pickup.
Nice job watching, holding on to the ball, being patient by Randall Cunningham. He waits until he finds the receiver open.
Cunningham's been very sharp, Bill.
Kelvin Martin, watch. He sees the zone right here. He splits it. He turns it inside underneath and splits. Doesn't come into the linebackers where the safety's going to be. Finds a way to get open. Excellent job. He wants people to know about it. Dude, look at him banging his chest. Line does a good job here protecting him. Eric Curry takes a swat at him. He just steps up to the pocket. Finds the open receiver. Nice job by Randall Cunningham. That's what this offense needs. It needs a quarterback that's going to be able to have the patience to find them, to find the open guys, because things aren't always going to go their way.
Some pretty special numbers. You'll see numbers that high percentage in this West Coast offense. Again, both times they got down, they couldn't punch it into the end zone. They came away with 2 field goals, but he has been sharp in running it.
He's done an excellent job running the offense and moving the offense down into scoring position. Now they got to punch it into the end zone.
Less than a minute to play here in the first half. Still a long way to go for the Eagles. Cunningham under pressure from Curry. He's going to run. Still on his feet. Past Nickerson. Big gain. And he's close to midfield. Broke a couple of tackles. Finally brought down by Lonnie Martz after a 20-yard pickup. Clock still moving.
That's what Randall Cunningham does better than anybody else in the National Football League. And it's not just of recent. It's been as long as he's been in the league. He just steps up to the pocket, doesn't see anybody, pulls the ball down, and takes off upfield with it. We talked to John Gruden about it. Hey, are you worried about him scrambling around too much? Are you worried about him taking off? He said, no way. That's just another added dimension to the offense. He didn't have that luxury up in the Green Bay with Brett Favre. Brett Favre would drop back. He couldn't scramble that quick.
Well, no one from the quarterback position has run for more. But the key is him making decisions on when to do it. Ray Rhodes feels that he's starting to get the feel of it. So we stop the clock by throwing it down 2nd and 10. Ball at their own 49. Quick drop. Complete. Jimmy Johnson, the tight end, but they only gain a yard.
Nice play by Tony Stargell came up, and they cut Tony Stargell at the end of training camp. Then they bring him back onto the squad, and he's out there, and he comes up and keeps them 1-yard gain.
So the Eagles call a timeout. That's their last one. Cunningham will have 19 seconds. The ball right at midfield. 3-time Pro Bowler Randall Cunningham. Last one was in 1990, though. Ray Rhodes hoping that he can get back to that form.
You know what was interesting on that drive? They know they got the ball, and it was under 2 minutes because they had a 2-minute warning. They came out with regular personnel. They didn't come out with 4 wides or anything. They came out with their regular personnel. And the West Coast offense does this. They do it in short yardage. They do it on goal line. You don't see much substituting. They go with what they have. They think that it is a complete package, and they can do everything out of the personnel they have on the field.
So Gary Anderson perhaps to get a try before the half ends. He had a 50-yarder last year. So can still do it despite being 36 years old. 3rd down and 9. All at midfield. Cunningham has time. Fires downfield. Throws it out of bounds intended for Williams. And a 4th down coming up.
Had plenty of time on that read. Just missed through it a little bit. You're going to have that. You're throwing the ball this many times in the game. It's his first real bad throw of the game I've seen, Mike.
He's been very patient. Again, he's run a couple of times as Hutton comes on the punt, but he's made the sound decisions on when to and when to wait the extra seconds to throw the football. Hutton, the lefty, with a beautiful punt his first time up. Bobby Joe Edmonds, who's had a terrific first half in his return to the NFL. He'll be back. Good pressure again. Nice high kick from Hutton. Edmonds going to let it bounce and it'll go into the end zone. So with a couple of seconds left here in the first half, we'll have one more play as Cunningham has to be pleased with his first half performance. Tampa will come out for the final play of the first half, plus, of course, a penalty. Trent Dilfer started off strong, meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, through that 64-yard strike to Copeland. Then he got his bell rung, had to sit out of play, and it's been a little inconsistent. Much to do because Eric Rett took a while to get started, but overall not a bad half for Dilfer.
Not a bad half for either quarterback. I think the coaches have to be very pleased with both quarterbacks and what they've done so far on opening day. You have to be real excited about Trent Dilfer. You know, he's just a young guy. This is his first opening day start, and he's going to take a knee here. They're happy with their 7-6 lead at the end of that time.
Excuse me, Billy, that will end the first half here in Philadelphia. Dilfer's touchdown pass gives Tampa Bay a 7-6 lead. We'll continue with the Dockers halftime after this message from your local station. Halftime from Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lead the Eagles 7-6. Good crowd on hand on opening day for the NFL. Hi again, everyone. Mike Brand along with Bill Moss. Early start from both teams. They got on the board early, including Randall Cunningham. First drive, they bring the ball down. Didn't get into the end zone, but they scored on a field goal. Cunningham looks pretty comfortable in this new West Coast offense that Ray Rhodes has brought in.
Randall Cunningham's doing an excellent job running the offense. He's running the West Coast offense, also adding a little bit of crazy Randall to the offense. You see him scrambling around all over the place, picking up those extra yards. When things don't go right, he's doing great under pressure. He's getting inside the 20, though, and they're bogging down. They can't seem to get it into the end zone. That's going to be a problem for him that they need to correct in the second half.
So far, though, he's made a good job in terms of deciding when to run with the football and when to try and find one of the receivers. He has been sacked 4 times, so he's done it under adverse conditions.
He has. Tampa Bay's applying a great pass rush. It's surprising to me to see how great they're rushing against them. The problem is that the Philadelphia offensive line isn't gelling quite as well as they should as a unit right yet, due to all the position switches. Now, Randall is doing a great job of finding his receivers, and when he doesn't have his receiver, he pulls the ball down and takes off.
Meanwhile, Trent Dilfer of Tampa Bay, again, much is on his shoulders. If they want to snap the losing streak of 12 straight years of double-digit losses, he's got to come through. And like a typical guy who's a young quarterback, he's had some good moments and he's had some bad moments.
Well, you're going to experience that with a young quarterback, and you just have to be patient and have to deal with it, okay? He's going to have some great plays, and you saw again, he ran around here. Let me see, here he is, right there, okay? There's the guy. He does an excellent job of finding his receivers. He sets up in the pocket well. He's got good protection, and he's using his receivers. Horace Copeland has been a great partner of his throughout the first half.
Copeland with 3 receptions, including this 64-yard scoring strike. And Copeland able to get it into the end zone. That made it 7-3. Tampa Bay went up. Philadelphia came back, scored another field goal to make it 7-6. Gary Anderson with a couple. But Dilfer also had to sit down for a play.
That's right. Mike Mamula, the rookie pass rushing specialist, puts a hit on him right here. And it's not the hit, it's when his helmet smacks the turf right there. You see it. It rung his bell a little bit. And when he came back in the second half, in the second quarter, he was a little shook up. Didn't quite do the things as well as he did in the first quarter.
Always a concern with concussions and people talking about how, you know, the quarterbacks have to suffer. They've instituted some rules to make it a little bit easier on the quarterbacks. Mamula with a clean hit, though, on that particular play.
It was a clean hit. It was a great effort, too. And he's his first half, great first half against Paul Gruber, one of the finest offensive tackles in the league. This young guy is off to a good start.
See, the Eagles had the football for a long time. They also had a number of penalties, as you see our first half stats. Tampa Bay did a good job at times early on, but then struggled a bit. And Philadelphia, as Randall Cunningham with a strong first half with 110 yards. Michael Usted will kick it off to start quarter number 3. Charlie Garner to your left. Kelvin Martin on the right. Martin's had a couple of nice returns this afternoon. And we might see Garner a little bit more in the backfield, as Ricky Waters, although he's done a good job catching the football, he's been stopped a bit running it. So Usted starts off the third quarter. Kelvin Martin in his own end zone is going to bring it out. Martin gets one block and is brought down at about the 16-yard line. Darnell Stevens on the stop. Water ask you about Entertainment Weekly saying that if you're sick of Seinfeld, switch over to New York Undercover, TV's funkiest cop show. While the other networks are still showing reruns, Fox has brand new action-packed episodes of New York Undercover. Thursday at 9, 8 Central. Randall Cunningham with his first possession of the second half. First half was strong. Again, they didn't get it into the end zone, but he did a good job directing the offense. Once again, though, they start deep in their own territory. Ricky Waters has a blocker ahead of him, cuts outside, and gets close to a first down.
Well, you can tell Ray Rhodes went in at halftime and said, hey, guys, we need to run the ball more. We need better yards rushing. And they come out the second half, and here they open it up with Ricky Waters gashing big hole on the right side of the line of scrimmage.
So a 9-yard pickup for Ricky Waters.
10 of 16 in the first half, and he's off to a heck of a start here early in the second half. We'll see if he can continue.
2nd and 1. Waters gets the call and is close to the first down. Lonnie Martz on the tackle.
There's Hardy Nickerson. He was in on the play also.
Call him the heart and soul of this defense. Former Pro Bowler.
Studies the game, Mike. Here's this linebacker really takes the time and tries to pick up any kind of tendencies the offense might have, so he's ready to be there on game day.
Rusty Tillman, their defensive coordinator, says that he's one guy that practices just as hard as he plays, and he loves the fact that he studies the game. First down for Cunningham. Flushed out of the pocket, but gets it off to Kevin Turner. And Turner with a nice move to get up to about the 35-yard line. Nickerson knocks him out of bounds.
Great job on the screenplay. We've seen this by Philadelphia. Had their timing has been perfect.
So a 10-yard pickup, another first down.
Here's Nickerson. Following the play, he stops and says, uh-oh, not going over there. I got to get in on the play. That's hustle. That's just pure hustle right there. He was all the way on the other side of the field.
That's what Nickerson's all about, according to the coaching staff. So another first down picked up. Waters tries to cut inside and does. Another strong game from Waters as the Eagle running game starting to take shape. A 6-yard pickup. Mark Wheeler on the tackle.
That's what he does so well. He makes that cut. He saw a hole. That was a toss. Anytime you have a toss, you watch here, he's tossing. Randall turns around and tosses the ball. That play's designed to go outside. Barrett Brooks can't get his man hooked, so Ricky Waters just cuts it up inside, finds the open hole there. Nice pickup.
Again, this offensive line needs to get some chemistry. You'll see the difference in who's running the football so far this afternoon. 2nd down and 4. Cunningham, quick drop. Alvin Williams has got it. Breaks a tackle. And gets the first down. Hardy Nickerson on the stop. 11-yard pickup.
Let's talk about the other linebacker in this unit, Derek Brooks. He got in on that play there. There's a young kid out of Florida State. Great athlete. They just have to bring him along slow and show him and tell him exactly what points he can rush and do things. He's going to get the whole concept. They really think this guy's going to be a heck of a player for him in the future.
He's been overshadowed by Sapp, who was the other first-round pick. Brooks late in the first round, but he had a terrific preseason. First down. As Waters really nowhere to go. The host of Tampa Bay.
I'll tell you,
on the tackle.
I'll tell you, they tried to run a trap play there, but Warren Sapp does a great job blowing up. Watch Warren Sapp right here. He's going to push penetration in here so that Guy McIntyre can't get around and the whole trap play gets bunched up. Boy, I'll tell you, that's a great job by Sapp. That's what they brought him in here to do. Hit in the backfield.
Lost on the play, 2nd and 11. Cunningham with a fake. Clouds it. He's got Ed West. And West quickly brought down Thomas Everett with a nice stop. Lonnie Martz also in the area. So much expected to help put pressure on the quarterback.
Rusty Tillman came in and looked at this defensive group and said, we need to do something. Talked to Sam White, and look what they did. They go out in the draft, and they get 6 defensive picks. The first 6 are defensive picks. And then they got an offensive lineman. Then they came back again with their 8th pick and got another defender. So they answered the question. They got a bunch of young guys back there, but they're building a strong defense.
Two of them, of course, started. 3rd and 6. Cunningham has time to knock down. Incomplete. Hardy Nickerson with the deflection.
Watch Hardy Nickerson. That's something else right in the middle of your screen. He reads the play all the way. Hardy Nickerson's right here. He's going to read the quarterback. He sees the back stay in the block, and he just jumps up and almost picks off the ball. See, the back keeps him in there. Back blocking keeps him in check. He's in the passing lane, jumps up, bats the ball down. Great job by Nickerson.
So Tommy Hutton out on 4th down. Bobby Joe Edmonds back at his own 10. Edmonds fields his calls for the fair catch at about the 13. So Tampa Bay will have their first possession of the second half. They still lead it 7-6. Buccaneers take control, their first possession of the second half at their own 13. They still lead it off that early TD pass. Dave Moore goes in motion. Eric Rett goes nowhere.
Boy, there's a hole there, too, Mike. I'll tell you, Eric Rett is the second time I've seen him slip as soon as he gets the handoff. It's not wet field, not wet conditions. I'm very surprised. Maybe he has the wrong shoes on or something. Something we can take a look at. Who would have thought he would 11 rushes for 29 yards right now? This guy, first 2 games he played had 100-yard rushes last year, had over 1,000 yards.
2nd and 9. Rett gets another call and quickly brought down William Fuller, the first man to hit him.
Nice job by William Fuller. He wasn't fooled at all on that play. Let's take a look at Fuller right here. He's going to come in and just blow up that play. He's going to read it perfect. Upfield, inside shoulder, pushes it, comes right back in, makes it. That's nice. That's nice work.
Loss of 3 on the play. 3rd and 12. Fans enjoying the defensive sequence. They have struggled on 3rd down. Dilfer under some pressure, fires, intended for Dossie, incomplete. Good coverage from Derek Frazier.
Derek Frazier was right on him, but Trent Dilfer threw that ball a little underneath him. He didn't have anybody in front of him. Good protection by the line. Only 4-man rush. CC Sand there telling him, just relax in there. You had the time. Just make the right decision. Make the throws. Ray Rhodes obviously got to be happy with that defensive effort. Had him backed up. This is what creates field position. See if Reggie Roby can get him out of it.
Roby's looked sharp early on in his own end zone. Kelvin Martin back at his own 45-yard line. Roby gets off a good kick. Martin has to backtrack. Gets it at the 36 and quickly runs out of bounds. Excellent punt from Reggie Roby. 54 yards, a 4-yard return. But the Eagles with some good field position. Sam Weiss certainly wants his troops to do some more offensively, as they have struggled, not had any consistency in moving the football.
You can see who he's yelling at. He's yelling at his offensive lineman. He's saying, come on, guys. We need to push them off the line of scrimmage. We need to give Eric Rett some time to get upfield, see a hole, make the cut.
50-year-old Weiss in his 4th year with the Bucs, 16 and 32 here at Tampa Bay.
What an offensive mind he has.
Cunningham in good field position. A rarity for the Eagles this time. And Waters immediately brought down. Derek Brooks hits him in the backfield. Another loss for the Eagles.
And who's there with him but his partner, the other first-round draft choice, Warren Sapp. Great job by both these guys. They weren't fooled here.
Everything was so sharp for the Eagles offense early, and they're starting to bump into each other a little bit right now. Loss of 4 on the play.
Both teams are trying to run the ball. They know they have to run the ball. That's what's going to set up the pass.
2nd down and 14. Cunningham looks to throw. Complete. Kevin Turner out of the backfield. And gets back to the original line of scrimmage before Lonnie Marks knocks him out of bounds.
Again, that's what they brought this blue-collar worker in here for. He's just going to catch some passes in the flat out of the backfield. He's going to stay in there and block and help the offensive lineman pick up the extra rusher, and he doesn't care. And he's going to play special teams. This guy's a team player all the way around.
fourth year out of Alabama. Didn't run the ball all that much last year, but 52 receptions for Bill Parcells up in New England. But they let him go. Did not match the offer sheet. 3rd and 10. Barnett goes in motion. Cunningham has some time. Complete. Calvin Williams immediately hit by Dimry, and they'll be short of the first down.
Made him throw it underneath. Had no choice. Everybody was covered. Nice job by Charles Dimry. The crowd's booing here. 3rd down's been tough for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, that's tough. A lot of boos in week 1. You know that you're in a tough down.
They don't give you any breathing room here. Any mistakes, they're breathing down your neck. They're breathing down our neck here, Mike.
Tommy Hutton once again on the punt. Bobby Joe Edmonds to return. He's back at his own 19. Flag thrown on the play. Beautiful kick from Hutton. Edmonds has a little room but can't go anywhere. Knocked down at about the 14. A 45-yard punt from Hutton for the penalty marker. Gary Lane will check with his crew to find out the call. Both punters have done the job. Hutton, the free agent, and Roby, the long-time veteran.
We'll see what the call is here.
Illegal formation on the kicking team. Number 79 was not on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty. Re-kick.
So they'll bring it back as Greg Jefferson with the penalty. George Stewart, the special teams coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's done a great job. They had excellent special teams last year. As Hutton will get another chance. Bobby Joe Edmonds now moves up a little bit at about his 18-yard line. Just under 7 minutes remaining in this third. Haven't had a lot of scoring since some early strikes by both teams. Hutton, this one not as good. Edmonds fields it at the 21. And gets knocked down at about the 33-yard line, where Tampa Bay will take over. Weatherspoon on the tackle. 37-yard punt, 12-yard return. Still for the Bucs to take over. Actually, kind of a cool day here in Philadelphia. Not a lot of humidity, although temperatures up near the 80s. Trent Dilfer and the Buccaneers certainly used to some hot weather. As Dilfer took that nasty hit from Mamula that knocked him out for a play in the second quarter, and he struggled a little bit since.
Well, he might have been knocked out for more than a play. He may be still knocked out.
Sat down just for the one play and quickly came back in. 1st and 10 from their own 34. Jackie Harris in motion. Dilfer under pressure. Mamula's after him, fires downfield, complete to Copeland, who's knocked out of bounds in Philadelphia territory.
Nice completion. Nice completion. But let's take a look at Mike Mamula and the pressure that he's applying. This guy keeps his legs going all the time. Watch his motor here. Watch him right here. He comes up, gets caught inside, spins around, comes back, just keeps his feet turning. Second, third effort guy. That's what you're looking for in a young rookie. He's going against one of the best tackles in the league. And Gruber, spin around, push by him. He keeps coming. That's a heck of a job. Great effort. Nice throw by Dilfer under pressure.
17-yard pickup, another first down. Ball just over midfield. Dilfer again to throw. Fires a wobbly pass. Picked off by Frazier. Derek Frazier, the interception intended for Copeland, but it was a poor pass, and Frazier gets the pick.
Oh. Well, we're looking for something to pick up the game, and that could be a big momentum changer. Derek Frazier comes up with a nice interception. Could change momentum of this game around.
First turnover of the game.
That ball looked like it was chipped by Willie Thomas as he jumped in the air. That might have been what have done it. Watch him right there. He jumps up. I think he gets a piece of that because right after it goes through his hands, that ball gets wobbly. No matter what, though, they put pressure on Dilfer.
So Cunningham takes over. Level at their own 37.
Strong gain on his
Garrett, Thomas Everett with a tackle.
There he is. There he is. That's the guy. Trent Dilfer, first career interception.
First one of the season. He had 6 of them last year in limited duty. As you see, Frazier, the man to get the interception. His first career interception. Eric Allen had a lot of them. Frazier hopes to pick up the slack now that Allen's gone. Second down and 2. Charlie Garner again. Pushed down and more. Garner falls down. Tony Scargill tripped him up. Arnie Bussey right there, but a 12-yard pickup for Garner.
Well, I'll tell you what, this guy, his acceleration into the hole is just incredible. He's like a Barry Sanders. He hits the hole, and he has such excellent body control. Look at him. He's down low, low center of gravity, makes the cut, makes that guy miss. Wow, great job. You've got to get this guy the ball.
Eagles moving the change. They trail 7-6. We're past the midway point of the third quarter. Garner to call again. Quickly brought down. Warren hit him right away. So Garner and Waters are going to do a lot of sharing this season. They did so in the preseason, and if you looked at who had the better season, Garner was the man.
Garner, 6.1 average, led the entire NFL in the preseason. A lot of people say, hey, well, preseason doesn't matter. They might have put him in the second half of the game, and he's playing against all the rookies. I don't know. What he's showing out here today isn't against any rookies.
Well, Waters, again, he's so dangerous out of the backfield receiving. Garner more of your typical running back. Second down for Cunningham. Complete. Ted Barnett with a nice catch. Short of the first down. Tony Scargill there on the coverage, but Barnett with some nice hands.
Well, he was a primary receiver on that route, and Randall Cunningham never had to take his eyes off him. He never had to look anywhere else. And there were a few guys open in this one. He just stays right with him, throws a great hands. Look at him. Beautiful job. He's going to be the Jerry Rice. He is going to be the Sterling Sharp of this type of offense for the Philadelphia Eagles.
3rd and 1. Eagles at the Buccaneer 34-yard line. Charlie Garner got the first down. Nickerson brings him down, but Garner again enough to make the move to change.
Comes up to the line of scrimmage and bounces the ball outside. He'll find a way to make yards. Charlie Garner, and he's pumped up too. See, Nickerson, he does a nice job too. He's running with the flow of the backs. He checks, comes over the top, bang. 2-yard pickup. Nice job by Nickerson, but enough for a first down for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Boy, these Eagle fans don't miss anything. Garner came out of the game. Waters came in, and they booed him. This is a tough down. 1st and 10. Ricky Waters with a nice gain this time. As the Buccaneers pile on, but his forward motion, he gained maybe 4 or 5 on that one. Barney Bussey and Brooks in on the stop.
There's Garner on the sidelines. After a nice pickup by Ricky Waters. Is he going to have a problem here this season with these two guys, or can he find a way to keep them both happy?
Well, for a coach, it's not much of a problem. Maybe for the individuals. Waters has struggled running the football. He's done a nice job catching it out of the backfield.
Ricky Waters comes into the games, has a nice pickup. Hey, there's nothing that makes a guy work harder than when your substitute has a good game.
2nd down and 5. Play fake under pressure, and Cunningham goes down. Chidi Ahanatu and Mark Wheeler right there. 5th time that Cunningham has gone down on the sack.
Take another look here. Nice pressure up front. Just a 4-man rush. These guys got in there quick. I think they might have been trying to set up the screen.
Hey, Bill, how about this? Last year, Tampa Bay last in the NFL in sacks. They had 20 all season. They've got 5 in game 1.
Well, that's what they wanted to address, that area defensively, all sides of it.
3rd and 13 after the loss of 8. Cunningham, quick throw to Waters out of the backfield. Tripped up, fumbled the football. Buccaneers pick it up.
Tampa Bay's ball.
And it looks like it's going to be Tampa Bay ball. Thought I heard a whistle at first, but it's Buccaneers ball off the Waters fumble. Ray Rhodes certainly not happy. Kenny Gant, the former Cowboy, recovers. turnover for Philadelphia. Tampa Bay with the lead late third quarter, and they've got the football back courtesy of a Ricky Waters fumble.
Watch this right here. Throws the ball out to Ricky Waters. Ricky turns upfield, and here comes Tony Stargell. Puts his hand right there. He takes it out. He knocks the ball out of Ricky Waters' hands with his hand right there. Comes out on the ground. Here comes Curtis Buckley. Almost picked it up in full stride.
1st and 10. Eric Redd has a hole and gets up to midfield. Got a 5-yard pickup. Right now, time for McDonald's game break. Let's go to James Brown in our Hollywood studio.
Carolina scored the first 10 points, but Atlanta has come back strong. The go-ahead touchdown here from Jeff George to ex-college quarterback Bert Emanuel, 2013 Atlanta. Meanwhile, in Pittsburgh, Mike Tomczak in for the injured Neil O'Donnell, handing off to Bam Morris. 5 yards to pay dirt. 13-10 Steelers. Back to Mike.
Thank you, James. 2nd and 5. More in motion. And there go the flags. A lot of movement on the line at both sides. Mike Mamula jumped across.
He's always jumping across. He's an exciting young kid out there, I'll tell you. But I think that's going to be on the offensive line. I think Scott Dill up top just flinched a little bit.
Certainly the Eagles feel it's that way. Gary Lane once again.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 76, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
So they'll move it back. Scott Dill, as you mentioned, the guilty party.
Fans here chanting Charlie.
Even on Eagles on defense, they don't care. This is a tough town. 2nd and 10 for Dilfer. Harris in motion. Dilfer out of the backfield's got Rent. He's got a lot of room. Cross midfield. And Rent pushed out of bounds. Greg Jackson knocks it out. But not after another first down, a 17-yard pickup.
Nice play by Dilfer finding Eric Redd out in the flat. Maybe a little bit of the West Coast offense installed here right back at the Philadelphia Eagles. He drops back, sets up, checks. He checked down. That was his secondary receiver. He turns the ball upfield. Nice blocking job there by Dave Moore, the tight end. Good pickup. Good execution all the way around.
That's not bad out of the backfield. Caught 22 passes last season. Another first down for Tampa Bay. Here down at the Eagle 36. Eric Redd again. Quickly hit Mike Stordich, the first one to hit him. And perhaps a yard on the play. Sam Weiss's team struck early, but no one has scored since the first quarter. There you see again the no-huddle offense. Final seconds of the third quarter. And Dilfer's going to let it run out. So quarter number 3 is complete here at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. Tampa Bay on the move. They still lead it 7-6. We'll be back after these messages from your local Fox station. Labor Day weekend in Philadelphia, opening of the 1995 NFL season. All that scoring done in the first quarter as we're ready to start quarter number 4.
7-6. Who would have thought in the fourth quarter between these two teams and all the talent that surrounds that's out there on the field that the score would be 7-6 right now?
Especially the way they started. Right now, Tampa Bay on the move. They're in Eagle territory, the 35-yard line. 2nd down and 9 for Dilfer. Dawson in motion. Dilfer's going to pass again. Fires, complete. Jackie Harris, the tight end, with his first reception of the day. Kurt Gouveia brings him down.
Jackie Harris. Jackie Harris comes underneath Kurt Gouveia. He gets the one-on-one matchup. And he's going to settle underneath as the receivers went deep and cleared it there for him. He's wide open. He runs a 4.5 40. There's no middle linebacker in the league that can hang with him.
That's the first time they've even looked at him. He's an excellent receiver. 3rd down and 1. They have a little difficulty here. Eric Redd, he's got the first down. send you from McDonald's Game Break to our Hollywood studio and James Brown.
All right, Mike. Jim Everett showing nice touch on this. Look here, looking right, fakes right, goes left. Nice touch on this one as he finds Quinn early. The two-point conversion attempt is missed. 24-15 San Francisco. Back to Mike and Bill.
Thank you, JB. First down on the Rhett run. Tampa scored early, but has not put points on the board since the first quarter.
Well, we said as he got his motor running later in the game that he'd pick up yards, and he sure has.
Dave Moore in motion. Rhett again. Almost brought down with his second effort. Here he goes. And gets down to the 15, a 5-yard pickup. Mark McMillan with the tackle.
Look at Mark McMillan. How about him coming up on the play? 5'7", 148 pounds. Do you think his mother ever thought he'd be playing in the National Football League when he was growing up?
148 pounds. That is light by any NFL standard.
I think that's when he's dripping wet, too.
Although Emmett Thomas, their defensive coordinator, says he's one of the best cover guys he's ever seen. 2nd and 5 after the nice run by Rhett. Play fake from Dilfer. Everybody's covered. Finally lobs it, throws it away. Excellent coverage from the secondary.
Nice decision by the young Rudder quarterback. He didn't do that in the first half. He was under pressure. Nobody was open. And he threw the ball out of the end zone instead of trying to force it someplace and get picked off.
Andy Harmon with some good pressure to flush him out.
Here he is with a play action. He rolls out. He's looking. He's looking. He doesn't find anybody. Now here comes someone. Here comes Andy Harmon into the picture. He says, I'm getting rid of it.
He's taken his good share of whacks. Again, he had to leave the game for one play earlier. So a penalty on that play, evidently. And it's going to be first down. Didn't get the official word from Gary Lane.
It's like 1st and 10 from the 11.
Red the lone setback. Eric Rhett the call, squeaks in and maybe gets a yard or two. Gouveia pressure in the backfield.
When Rhett is 8 yards deep, they know he's getting the ball. They had 3 tight ends on the line of scrimmage that time. There's no mistake. This guy's going to carry the ball. So what do? They bring the linebackers. Here comes Gouveia up the middle. He's a workhorse, Eric Rhett.
So no gain, 2nd and 10. Copeland in motion this time. Dilfer with quick throw. There's touchdown, Jackie Harris. The tight end with the 10-yard reception. And the Buccaneers with their 2nd score of the day.
There it is. That's what they were waiting for. Jackie Harris getting a man-to-man coverage with the linebacker. They used all kinds of motions and different formations to spread the defense out a little bit. See Horace Copeland back and forth, bringing the man over the top, and then Jackie Harris right up the seam. One-on-one with Kurt Gouveia. Can't handle him.
That's a terrific catch. He was going the other way, and the ball a little bit high. But the veteran tight end does the job. Houston on for the extra point. Tampa Bay gets on the board. Sam Weiss certainly happy with the decision-making from Trent Dilfer on that drive. Dilfer to the tight end, Jackie Harris. It's 14-6 Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay Buccaneers hoping to stop a streak of 12 straight seasons with double-digit losses. They've got the lead here in the 4th after Trent Dilfer and Jackie Harris combine on a 10-yard strike.
Jackie Harris, nice job on that play. They're finally getting him into the offense. He was out of the offense in the first half. They need this guy.
And that defensive holding penalty was key there as it helped keep Tampa Bay in the drive alive. Michael Husted will kick it off. Garner and Martin back to receive. Kelvin Martin at his own 6. Quickly knocked down. And we have a penalty on the play.
Look at him. He's pumped up. Kenneth Gadd, is he excited? What a special teams player.
That's what they got him for. This one's going against Philadelphia on a hold.
Holding, I believe it was number 58. Derek Oden had a tough time staying with his man.
So Philadelphia is going to have bad field
Illegal
position.
block in the back. Number 58 on the return team. Half the distance to the goal line. First down.
Eagles will start back at their own 7. They trail now 14-6. Still plenty of time. Just under 12 minutes remaining. Philadelphia Eagles once again with 4 field position. Ball all the way back at their 8-yard line. They trail 14-6 still. Lots of time here in the fourth quarter. Just under 12 minutes. 3 wide receivers in the game. Cunningham fires complete to Calvin Williams. Breaks the tackle and gets up. Flags thrown on the play. Could be a face mask.
That's what it appears to be. On the tackle was Hardy Nickerson, I believe, was the guilty person right there.
Lonnie Martz in on the stop as well.
Face mask. Number 56 on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So Nickerson is the guilty party.
Reception, he turns upfield. He gets his hand on him. It's just a 5-yard penalty. It wasn't intentional. Didn't hold on to it and yank it to the ground. Just in bad position to make the tackle.
So the ball brought up to the 20. First and 10 again. Pitch to Waters. Waters cuts inside. Strong move up now to about the 27.
Nice pickup. Nice pickup by Waters. Look at here. Randall Cunningham's over there talking to Waters. Waters points up and says, these crowds are booing me. What's the deal here? I'm here to win for him. I want to help him out. And Randall says, look, I've been through this before. It isn't nothing. Go out there and do your job.
That was right after Waters fumbled, in which Tampa Bay Kenneth Gant recovered. 2nd down and 3. That time a good pickup from Waters, who gets the call again. Waters has the first down and gets up to about the 33. Ran into Eddie West's own man, but finally tackled Charles Dimry the stop.
Some nifty moves right there by Ricky Waters out of the backfield. Changing direction several times. Finding a way to pick up yards here.
Dimry getting some assistance. A very experienced secondary for Tampa Bay. Another first down for Philadelphia. Cunningham. Quick drop, incomplete. Threw it behind Waters. Lonnie Martz right there on coverage.
Ricky would have liked to have grabbed that one because it was all open field down the middle if he could hold on.
Waters in his first year in Philadelphia. The unrestricted free agent. Followed Rhodes. 4 very strong years with San Francisco and that great Super Bowl run last season.
11 carries in that Super Bowl. 3 of the times on those carries were touchdowns.
2nd and 10. Kevin Turner on the draw. And Turner's got the first down.
Oh.
Tony Scargill brought him down, but they fooled him that time.
They sure did. They brought in the sub package there, and Kevin Turner was the lone back. They spread him out with the receivers, and they just open it up, and it's a draw play. Beautiful. Look at the opening in there. Brad Culpepper gets pushed out of the way, and it's an open center of the field, and Kevin Turner lowers his head and just runs right up the middle.
Another first down. Ball now up at their own 45-yard line. Cunningham to throw on first. Quick out. Turner's got it. Doesn't get a lot. Lynch with the tackle. Let's once again return to James Brown in our Hollywood studios.
All right, Mike, Green Bay won't score, so St. Louis indicates, well, let us do it. Chris Miller looking for Alexander Wright, former NFL's fastest man. Great leap and catch for the score, 14-7 St. Louis. Where's the offense in Green Bay? Back to Mike and Bill.
The offense in Philadelphia at times looks strong, but they've only come away with 2 field goals. On the move, however, now. 2nd and 6. Play to Turner, and that fooled no one. Culpepper in on the stop, along with Warren Sapp.
Penetration is what blew up that counter OT play. Backside offensive tackle and guard come pouring around. Randall pivots out and gives it back door to Ricky Waters. Fooled nobody.
Culpepper in his first year did an excellent job with Tampa Bay. 3-yard loss that time for the Eagles. So a 3rd and 9. They trail 14-6. Still lots of time in the fourth. Culpepper a little over anxious that time.
Encroachment defense. Number 73 made contact before the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
He wanted to make the back-to-back nice plays.
Well, I'll tell you, it's a little tough when you get airtime for penalties. I know that. There's been some, a few penalties today. Pretty common on opening day in the NFL, though. You're going to have those mistakes. Guys are over anxious, it appears to be today, on both sides of the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 4 now after they walk off the 5 yards. Cunningham, the middle to Waters, incomplete, and a 4th down coming up.
Wow. I don't know about that. I think that should have been a caught ball. I think that should have been a caught ball, and it sounds like the Philadelphia Eagles fans believe it too. He wasn't possibly thinking the safety was there, was he? Boy, I'll tell you. You go watch films from a Monday morning in meetings. Looked like he had some alligator arms right there. Was he thinking the safety was coming up?
I think so.
Wow.
Hutton on a beautiful high punt. Bobby Joe Edmonds going to let it go. And it'll bounce into the end zone. Tampa Bay will take over at their own 20-yard line. Just under 8.5 to play here in the fourth. Some of the Philly fans not happy with Ricky Waters. Free agent running back Ricky Waters' debut in Philadelphia not going according to plan.
Comes right out after that series, puts his head down on the bench and sits there and says, oh my gosh, what have I done? I was in San Francisco with the greatest offense ever. Now I come here and things aren't working well. Let me tell you something, Ricky. You're going to make mistakes in this league. Don't put your head down. Bounce back up and get after it.
1st and 10 now for Tampa Bay. They've got the 14-6 lead. And this guy's going to get the football quite a bit down the stretch. Eric Rett maybe gets 2 yards on the play.
Eric Rett's going to carry the ball a lot. I mean, why not?
In terms of where he goes, talked about how he loves it in the middle.
Look at him today.
They're not varying it today.
No. He likes to hammer it up inside. That's where his cutback lanes are.
2-yard pickup that time, so 2nd and 8. Armstrong in motion. Eric Rett tries to find somewhere, but can't go anywhere. Mark Gunn slowed him down early on before everyone else piled on, including Andy Harmon.
Our defensive line has been doing a heck of a job. You know, they're not over-pursuing him. They're waiting. They're riding through the shoulder. Well, look at these guys right here. They just string themselves along. Wait. They're waiting for him to make the cut. There's a clear example right there. Mark Gunn's all over him, and a whole host of them. Andy Harmon's in on the tackle. Nice job, guys.
Extra defensive backs come in for Philadelphia on a 3rd and 8. Crowd getting loud. A little difficult to hear down there. Gopher has time. Fires downfield. Complete. Lawrence Dawsey knocked out of bounds. Big 1st down for Tampa Bay. 15-yard pickup. Mark McMillan with the tackle.
Gopher coming alive when he has to. 3rd and 8. The first 2 plays were running plays. They get in a situation where it's 3rd and 8. Finds his man Lawrence Dawsey for the 1st down. Nice completion.
Clock runs. Just over 6.5 to play. They move the chains. Hawkins and Dawsey split out to the right. Holtman on the left. 3 wide receivers for Gopher on this 1st down. Eric Rett, a little bit of a hole, maybe 2 yards on the pickup. Mark Gunn on the stop. Trent Dilfer's going to be handing it off to Eric Rett quite a bit, but Dilfer's done a pretty solid job.
Nice job for a young quarterback in his first season opener. Not sure really what to expect from the defense because it is a season opener. 10 of 18, 170 yards, 2 touchdowns. Hey, Sam White has got to be happy with that. Now they just got to run out the clock.
Did throw the 1 interception, but the Eagles did not capitalize. 2nd down and 6. movement. Once again, flags thrown. Jackie Harris moved a little bit, but also so did Mark Gunn.
You know, we talked about the hard count and how he's working it, but do you know who's doing a great job? Is the offensive line, because they're not getting thrown off. They hear it's on 3 or a long 4, and they're staying in there. They're staying in there and holding their water and waiting for it. These guys have been together for 4 years. What a good job they're doing today.
This one will be discussed. We may have a difference of opinion. Guys in stripes have done an excellent job this afternoon. Gary Lane and his crew. Perhaps the most underappreciated job in the NFL.
No one likes the officials. Players, referees.
Sam Weiss doesn't like him sometimes.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 83, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Dave Moore, the penalty. Moore in motion. He's the one.
I don't know about that. He's in motion. Everybody held tight. They're talking about Jackie Harris, the other tight end on the line of scrimmage. He didn't move. I'm not sure about that call there.
So a 2nd and 12.
Meanwhile, they're still having a conversation over there, Randall and Ricky Waters.
They've become good friends.
They're going to have to become real good friends with 5:24 left. They need some points.
2nd and 12. Eric Brett gets a few yards. Perhaps back to the original line of scrimmage. Michael Zordich on the stop along with Andy Harmon. So another big 3rd down coming up. Clock continues to run. We're down to the 5-minute mark.
Well, let's see if Philadelphia learned anything here from the last series. They're 3rd and 10. They were 3rd and 8 last time. They know who's going to have to make the play, and that's Trent Dilfer. Let's see if Philadelphia can come up with something creative to stop.
Red getting arrest. Jerry Ellison comes in his place on a 3rd down and 10. Dilfer flushed out. Looks downfield, lobs it downfield, caught. Copeland again with another big first down, all the way down to the 18-yard line.
Wow.
44-yard pickup.
What a great job by Horace Copeland.
Someone for the Eagles is down.
Watch right here. He's going to go down the field and cut across the middle and find an open spot so Trent Dilfer can adjust and make the pass downfield to him. Trent Dilfer, on the other hand, he's at the other end of the field. He's got people all over him. He just waits in the pocket till he finds his man come open, and he's it downfield. Super job on both guys, Dilfer and Horace Copeland.
Frazier let Copeland get the position, and Copeland puts him in excellent field position. Mark Gunn is down for Philadelphia. The trainer's attending to him right now. Tampa Bay, meanwhile, on the move. Trent Dilfer, Horace Copeland hook up once again as Tampa Bay deep in Philadelphia territory.
Dilfer does a fabulous job. He's in the pocket, green all around him, around his feet, on his left, right, middle. He stays with it. He stays in there with patience until he finds Horace Copeland break off of Derek Frazier and gets open. Super job by the young quarterback.
The injured Eagle was William Fuller. Not Gunn, but Fuller's okay. Got up and seems to have no problems. Dilfer, by the way, now 11 of 19, 214 yards. 2 TDs and 1 interception. They've got the ball at the Eagle 19. Eric Rett. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. 19-yard touchdown. And the Buccaneers may have put this one away with a little over 4 minutes remaining. Still a lot of time, but they have all the momentum now.
Great job. It was a trap play. Sam White is so happy with him. It was a trap play by Guy McIntyre. Watch him right here. Not Guy McIntyre. I'm sorry. Ian Beckles. He comes across and kicks out the guy and opens a huge hole. Nice play. Nice play. Nobody can get in the middle in time.
Hardly touched at all. Used it on for the extra point. And a lot of the fans now heading for the exits here at Veterans Stadium. 21-6. Tampa Bay in control. Just over 4 minutes remaining in the fourth. Eric Rett with the score. Only a few Eagle fans celebrating right now. as Tampa Bay's Eric Rett 19-yard run gives the Buccaneers a 21-6 lead with just over 4 minutes remaining here in the fourth. And the big play, 44-yard hookup, Dilfer to Copeland. Husted to kick off once again. Garner and Martin are back. Garner takes it on the hop. Garner with some room. Nice run up to about the 30-yard line. And that's where Philadelphia will take over. They need a couple of scores. And coming up, prior to the end of this afternoon's game, we will select the Miller Lite Player of the Game. Right now, a lot of Tampa candidates. Not much of the other end.
I would say so. Tampa Bay getting off to a good start here early.
Tough start for them in Philly, in Cleveland. They come up with a victory. Exactly the start that Sam Weiss was hoping for.
Saul Waters and Cunningham together. They need to gel right now.
Cunningham fires. It was almost intercepted by Brooks, but he dropped it. Intended for Ed West, the tight end, and it looked like Brooks was going to have his first NFL interception.
Good coverage on the play by Brooks. It's a second read. He's right with him. He steps in right in front of the ball. Should have held on to it. And that's why he plays defense. He's not a receiver.
So Ed West did a good job of pouncing on him as soon as the ball came near. 2nd and 10. Cunningham, quick drop, and Turner couldn't hold on. Lonnie Martz with some good coverage on the play. Turner thought there was interference. There is a flag thrown.
Pass interference, defense, number 51. First down.
Turner was right. So they'll move it up to about the 38-yard line.
Look at all the new Philadelphia starters for 1995.
All on offense there.
That's probably some of the problems. Sometimes it takes time for them to gel, but they have to gel quick. If they drop this one, then they go out to a tough Arizona team.
4 new starters on the offensive line as Cunningham back on 1st and 10. Fires downfield, and Waters incomplete. He saw Charles Dimry coming, and he stopped.
I'm telling you something. I'll tell you what. He saw Charles Dimry close on the play, and his feet stopped moving.
And that has not endeared himself to the Eagle fans here.
Look at right there. He stops. He's looking at the guy. He's looking right in his eyes. Wow. I'll tell you what. If I'm the owner and I'm spending that kind of cash, I'm a little upset right now.
Hearing the footsteps and then seeing the helmet of Dimry come right at you. 2nd down and 10. Cunningham hit. Intercepted. Lonnie Martz. And Martz has some room to bring it back. Tackled at the 39, and it has fallen apart here for the Eagles.
Pressure on the quarterback by number 75, Eric Curry. Let's take a look at the pressure coming. Eric Curry, former first-round draft choice. Look at him. Working against the rookie. Barrett Brooks turns the corner, gets a piece of his shoulder, brings him down as he's releasing it. Result, Lonnie Martz with the interception.
Again, this is a Tampa Bay team that had 20 sacks all last year. Last in the NFL. They've got 5 this afternoon and a number of pressures.
Quite a credit to defensive line coach Tom Pratt, who has come in and joined the club this offseason. Has done quite a great job.
And Rusty Tillman, the defensive coordinator, he gives a lot of credit to Pratt. Just under 3.5 to play. 21-6, Tampa Bay in control. They've got the ball at the Philadelphia 39. Eric Rett has a hole and gets 4 yards. I want to remind you this game presented by the authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Philadelphia Eagles and the National Football League is prohibited.
Well, it looks like Philadelphia is tucking its tails a little bit here with 3:03 left. They know they're going to run the ball. As a coach, when you're losing in this situation, you don't want to see your defense quit. You want to see them fight it all the way to the end.
2nd down and 6. Eric Rett's going to get most of the calls now, and he's got another first down, or at least very close to it. After a slow start, Red has come up big here in the second half.
As we said before, it takes some time to get his motor running, but once he does, he gets in the flow of the game, and he came out the second half, and this guy's been carrying the ball exceptionally well. Remember, he started off early with 0 yards, and then he had 5 yards on 3 carries, and now look at him, 24, 79 yards, 1 touchdown.
Just shy of the first down, so a 3rd and 1. Coming up on the 2-minute warning, and Waters has really had a long afternoon. And Dilfer will let it run down. 2-minute warning here in Philadelphia. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by Trent Dilfer, looking to turn their franchise around. They've been solid all afternoon. Eagles under Jeff Lurie, trying to see what's gone wrong with his football team. His free agent Ricky Waters has had a long afternoon. He's fumbled twice, lost it once, and just had a big pass that he should have caught that he just gave up on because he saw a defensive back ready to hit him.
There's the young man, he's sleeping. Can't even keep the youngsters into the game. Nobody's excited here in Philadelphia today. Look at the crowd.
You get the feeling they're just waiting for the traffic to thin out. 2 minutes remaining, 3rd and 1. Dilfer will go himself, and it doesn't look like he got it. Depending certainly on where the officials mark the football. Trent Dilfer, in his 2nd year out of Fresno State, has had a very solid afternoon. He's had some pressure. He had to go out for a game, but Sam Weiss has to be proud of him.
This team's going to be a team that competes in the NFC Central, Mike. If you look at that division, it's really wide open. As you know, today, Green Bay's not putting any points on the board up there. Detroit, you never know what team's going to show up. The Bears have struggled. This could be a year for Tampa Bay to really make a move in the Central Division.
Maybe a long year for the Eagles. I want to give special thanks today to our producer, Keith Pelling, director Michael Frank, our statistician, Chuck Gardner, and spotter, Ron Reed, and all the members of the crew. Great job this afternoon from everyone. Terrific camera work as we open the 95 NFL season. So a first down on the spot. It didn't look like he got it, but he got a very kind spot from the official. And with 1:47 and ticking, Tampa Bay looks like they're going to start off the season with a strong road win. This pretty much will be the play the rest of the way. As Eric Brett gains about 5. And our Miller Lite player of the game, we're going to give it to that gentleman right there, Trent Dilfer. Strong leadership shown this afternoon. Not spectacular, but solid when he had to.
Well deserved. Well deserved. I really like the young guy's confidence. And he came into the meeting yesterday. We talked to him. He has a lot of poise and just an aura about him. He can run an offense. He wants to be a good player. And all those meetings, all off season with Sam Weiss, really starting to pay off. Over 80 meetings.
There was no off season for Trent Dilfer. Second and 5. Red again, quickly hit. Gobea with the initial hit, and he gets a couple. Still short of the first down as the seconds tick away. An impressive way to start the season for Tampa Bay.
Boy,
and in Philadelphia,
I'll tell you what. You look at the Bucs' schedule they got coming up. Their 2 toughest ones were here at Philly and at Cleveland next week. They got one out of Philadelphia. Now they go up and play a tough Browns team. Then it's the Bears, the Redskins, the Carolina Panthers, the Bengals, the Vikings. Sam Weiss real happy. Congratulating Eric Rett, and I'm sure he's going to give a big hug to Dilfer when he comes off on the sidelines also.
3rd and 3. Final seconds of this one. And that will do it. For those who have remained, boos for the Eagles, but Trent Dilfer and the Buccaneers and head coach Sam Weiss very pleased with the opening performance here in 95. 2 former assistants, Rhodes and Weiss.
I'll tell you what, there's the 2 quarterbacks, and both of them had good games. Randall moved the offense well. They just couldn't score points. Sam Weiss came in here with a good game plan, utilized it, executed it well. Tampa Bay came out a winner, off to a great start. For Philadelphia, they got a tough road ahead of them. Next week, it's at Arizona. Then it's San Diego here, last year's AFC champions. Then at the Raiders. You know, they have a tough team.